though he was rich, became poor to enrich us spiritually. Dear brothers and sisters, we have an interesting passage for our first reading today, taken from St. Paul's second letter to the Corinthians, wherein he asks the Corinthian Christians to be generous in making a contribution to aid the poor and suffering church in Jerusalem. What is particularly interesting in this passage is how St. Paul links financial generosity to the very offering of the Christians' lives to God. Indeed, for us Christians, the way we contribute to the needs of the church or society, whether financially or in other means, is an expression of our inner spiritual abundance. This is why St. Paul exhorts them, "Now as you excel in everything, in faith, in utterance, in knowledge, in all earnestness and in your love for us, see that you excel in this gracious work also." Dear brothers and sisters, understandably, many of us can get irritated and tired by the numerous appeals for various contributions. But let us remember that, for us Christians, generosity is not something that we have to do as an obligation, but is rather a privilege that God allows us to make our contribution in our own limited way to the extensive good work being done in His name. This does not mean that we have to contribute to anything and everything or go beyond our means, but rather we are invited to see how much we can do, whether it be in terms of our time, skills or resources for the good of God's people. This is why St. Paul tells his readers that they have the favor of taking part in the relief of the saints. Of course, generosity is not only financial. We could be generous in the time we give to people, or in employing our skills and talents for the betterment of our families, parishes, communities, and the society in which we live. The reading gives us the supreme example of generosity in the concluding verse, that of Jesus Himself, who, though He was rich, became poor to enrich us spiritually. Dear brothers and sisters, these reflections are brought to you daily as an initiative of the Dominican friars in India. For many of us Dominican friars in India, today, 17th June, marks the day of our consecration to God through our religious profession. Religious life is a wonderful example of generosity, wherein men and women offer their very selves to God in a radical way, especially by embracing a life of poverty, chastity, and obedience. Not only religious, but all of us are also invited to be generous towards God and each other in various ways and capacities. For instance, as married couples, or as parents, or as friends, or even going so far as today's gospel says, being generous even towards our enemies. Keeping before our eyes the example of Jesus Himself, let us pray today for the grace to be generous towards God and our brothers and sisters.